I'm here along the banks of the Delaware River in Camden, New Jersey. Out there in the river is a piece of American World War II history, an Iowa-class battleship. The Iowas were the last battleships built by America, this one being one of 4 the U.S. Navy built. She carries the designation BB-62, making her the USS New Jersey. This ship and her 3 sisters represent the finest battleships America could build during the World War II conflict. Inside the Visitor Center, I found this, which caught my attention. It's the periscope from a Japanese submarine. With an American battleship in its crosshairs. The periscope goes up through the ceiling and pokes out through the roof. The camera really doesn't do it justice. It is massive. It's like walking up to a huge building that's as big as a city block. A brow brings us aboard the starboard bow, between the number 1 and number 2 turrets. Each turret comes with 3 16-inch 50 caliber guns. Including the breech, these barrels are around 168 feet long and extend well down into the gunhouse. Since the turret is open, I'm going inside. I'm entering into the turret officer's space at the back of the turret. Ahead is the hatch to access the center gun pit. Here's the access hatch to the right gun, and looking left across the turret toward the center and left gun positions. Some crew art left behind when the vessel was decommissioned in 1991. Here's a set of electrical switches for various equipment and fixtures here on the turret. Looking down into the right gun pit, with a projectile that's already come up the hoist and sitting in the cradle. Because the gun is elevated, the breech has moved down into the pit, which makes it a bit hard to see in the darkness. These indicators show the status of the gun as it's being ready to fire. Switches used to select where the turret gets its firing information from. And the turret's Mark III range computer. Here's an example of a high-capacity round. In ideal conditions, each one of these guns could fire a 2,000-pound projectile every 30 seconds. I've moved up to the forecastle and the location of the starboard and port capstans, as well as the 2 anchor windlass and controls. Each one of those chain links is 128 pounds, and at the end, hanging from the hawse pipe, is a 30,000-pound anchor. Here's a nice look back at the vessel from the bow. We've just come down to second deck into some crew quarters. Here we go. This way. A few minutes ago, I was up on the forecastle where the two anchor windlass were. This space is directly below the forecastle and contains the machinery that turns the windlass used to raise the anchor. Here's some more information on the machinery in this space. You can pause if you would like to read further. A damage and fire control space. Here's a good look at one of the watertight doors. A sort of crew laundromat. Wow, looks like this may go down all the way to level 7 in the bottom of the ship. One of the crew heads. As I continue moving aft starboard, I come to one of the ship's stores. This looks like a dental lab. I've just come up one level to the main deck inside the superstructure and right outside the executive officer's stateroom. Just a little bit nicer than a single rack of Seaman First Class gets. Moving forward toward the wardroom, some of the awards and plaques awarded over the years. Here's a very nice model of the New Jersey. Here's an excellent detailed model of a 16-inch gun turret showing the powder and projectile flats. A view looking down into the 3 gun pits. The lower gun pits. The electric deck. The 2 projectile decks. And at the bottom, the powder flat. A cutaway model of the dual 5-inch gun mount. The upper handling room where ready service ammunition is kept. The magazine several decks down below the waterline. The wardroom. With another super nice model of the ship. Here's a 24-inch carbon arc signal light, which doubles as a searchlight. The iris is currently completely closed. Let me see if I can get that open. There we go. This looks like crypto equipment. I'm back down on second deck and the ship's wood shop. Next door is the bakery. Into the crew's mess area. I've moved down to third deck where there's more mess seating. The enlisted men's barber shop. Laundry area here in the stern. Here's a place I've never seen the inside of. Large presses, all part of the laundry area. I've moved back up again to second deck, to the electric motor repair and rebuild shop. A large lathe. And a good-sized vertical turret lathe. Now into the dentist office. Back down on third deck, I'm looking into Central Station at the forward end of Broadway, which is one of the vessel's alternate steering stations, as well as the location of the ship's main gyro. Here's a shot down Broadway, which is the central passageway down the ship's center line. Looks like someone forgot and left a 16-inch projectile behind. Here's a peek inside fire room number 2. The ship has 4 fire rooms, each with 2 boilers. One of the ship's radio rooms. I hope the Master Chief doesn't see this dangling unattended. I've emerged back onto the main deck just after the number 3 turret. Above I see a Phalanx Sea Whiz, short for Close-In Weapon System. The SPS-49 Air Search Radar. I'm guessing being captain of this ship comes with certain perks. That's the Mark 37 Gun Director House. And that is one of the 5-inch guns that Director can provide firing solutions to. And there's another Sea Whiz. I've run out of time and energy this afternoon, and I know I haven't seen even a quarter of the vessel. Perhaps I will have another chance to visit and go up into the superstructure. However, that will need to wait. Until then, remember, life is a journey. Enjoy the ride, and thanks for watching.